Assalamualaikum and welcome to Verify Halal TV. My name is Firdaus and our guest today is the chairman of Association Halal Industry of Kazakhstan, Mr. Marat Sarsenbayev. Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Marat Sarsenbayev.
I was born in 1962 in the north of Kazakhstan. I'm trained as a medical doctor with 35 years of experience. I was working as a chief doctor within the system of Ministry of Health, as well as a director of Regional Medical Standards National Center for Expertise and Certification of Medical Supplies and Equipment. Since 1999, he is a high chief of health and care, as well as he was a head of a product certification authorities and quality management system. Marat Sarsenbayev is expert and auditor for product and QMS, and he is a leader who is honor of Islam and perform namaz like 5 times daily since 1998. He undertook the pilgrimage Hajj, and from that moment he was also actually studying in Imam schools, and he was studying Quran really closely, and for now he knows about the 50 surahs, so he is right now in already 50 surah he knows by heart, so that's why he's a partial Qari and he's really proud of it, alhamdulillah.
Конечно, главная моя задача – это строительство индустрии халяль. Ну что ж, я в этой индустрию...
Actually, I didn't get into the halal industry. I was one of the founders of halal industry in Kazakhstan. Since after the Hajj, I saw the dream, so I was blessed by Allah and I saw the dream where I was developing halal industry, and since then I actually was actively developing that new niche in Kazakhstan. As I said previously, like Kazakhstan, it was just actually developing after the collapse of USSR, and people was just released from the communism ideology, and we actually like Kazakh people is from the ancestry we are Muslims, but since the communism was atheist ideology, so people actually a little bit forgot about it, and the halal was something new for them, and I was starting to explain people what is the halal is. So I actually had like two steps of the developing of a halal. First is actually explaining the halal ideology. Like people for that time don't really understand what is a halal is. For them, if it's not pork, it's okay. But I was explaining them why halal is important, what is halal. And after explaining that, people was actually really interested. Of course, I didn't take it from the Islam. I was trying to make it more secular way, because we are secular state, and I was trying to explain it in that way, like scientifically, in case of like why the halal is important and what the different it is. And after the actually company was really interested in the halal, and I was explaining them that halal is right now it's new business industry where you can actually like find new customers. And then it started the news interesting of the standards. From 1998, I was actually looking for the standards. I was developing them already, and I was actually working on the first halal standard. It was halal boiled sausages, because there was no sausages without pork. And I was actually developing new halal boiled sausages standards. And in 2005, alhamdulillah, we actually issued the state halal standard in Kazakhstan, which is STRK 1353-2005, halal boiled sausages, general technical conditions. And since then, it actually started halal certification. We started, of course, from the meat production, and then we work with the daily products, but the first market was meat for us. And alhamdulillah, after we got the recognition from Jakim, we actually started to export our products worldwide. like in the field of the meat production, confectionery, as well as dairy product. So Alhamdulillah, it's actually bring our products that we can share our product worldwide with other Muslim ummah.
Зарубежные страны. В Казахстане 75% населения себя позиционирует как мусульмане.
Nowadays, Kazakhstan is 75% of population is Muslim, which is actually the ancestry Kazakh, and the 22% is a Christian, and the other is other religions. So, of course, the main actually customers of the consumers of the halal product is Muslims, but nowadays we can find like even the Christian and other confessions are really interested in halal product right now. We can say like 50-50 is Muslim producers and 50 is non-Muslim producer of halal product. As I said previously, halal market in Kazakhstan started to grow quite rapidly since a majority of the Kazakh population is Muslims, so people was really interested in the halal products, and they actually started getting a lot. So the at first 50% was only Muslim producers because they see it as an ideology basis, but other 50 is non-Muslims. They see the good profit in it because it was new market for them where they can actually push their products. Of course, at first people was thinking about it as a good marketplace, but later on, like after we started the certification, we started to explain them the ideology behind of it, and alhamdulillah, people started looking at it like more seriously. And since we are implementing the Malaysian standards in the non-Muslims producing company, halal products producing company, we every time develop the internal halal committee inside of each company, which is actually the basis of the assurance of the awareness of a halal management according to Jakim. And each of internal halal committees, they have to have chairman. It should be a Muslim. This is actually one of our main requirements. And according to that, so that's how we can keep the ideology of halal, even though if the owner of the company is non-Muslim, but the chairman of internal halal committee is Muslim. So that is more than enough for us. And even though, because internal halal committee is the one who keep the quality of the product and keep all the requirements of the standards, and that is actually how we can feel safe. And secondly, we also have a PCR laboratory that we actually work really closely with during the certification and during the audit or expectation of the audition. We also do the PCR, we run the PCR laboratory where we can test the product afterwards. So that is actually usually how we work. And so briefly saying, it's 50-50 for nowadays.
Казахстан, в принципе, очень большая.
Kazakhstan has really big territory. We are the 9th place worldwide with a territory, even though we have only 19 million of population. So, but majority of the Muslims is located in the south of Kazakhstan. Producers are really actually separated, mostly in the north of Kazakhstan or central of Kazakhstan. In that location, in that actually districts, they have one of the biggest the brands, Kazakhstan brands, which is a produce meat production, dairy products, as well as the confectionery as well, and they're actually certificated by us, and they distribute their product around all the Kazakhstan. So we cannot say like certain of the district is actually consuming the more halal products or not, because they actually spread all around and they export nearby. So if like to say Kazakhstan, it's like halal, it's actually working everywhere.
Да, Kazakhstan.
Actually, the Kazakh people is the main product that we consume is meat. So every winter time, all the Kazakh families try to supply the meat. That's why we actually have a really big meat market. And mostly, alhamdulillah, we have our own enough meat, so we actually export it to such as the countries in Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, like almost all the Gulf countries, including like Egypt, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So right now we actually there have a big interest from China also to the export to them lamb meat as well. So, but even though we actually have a lot of exports from Kazakhstan, since we are in the actual center of the Asia, we have also a lot of import as well from the countries such as Australia, Brazil, Argentina, Russia, and we have a lot of meat comes from Mongolia as well, because Mongolia also have a lot of the horse meat production companies as well. So the Kazakhstan is actually a good place for the export and import. As you know, the Kazakhstan is one of the part of a Silk Way trade market. So we actually work really closely with it. We also not only import as meat production, because as we are 15 years in the halal market, and we try to be always active with the different certification bodies all the world, and we as one actually company in Kazakhstan can export with our certificate. To be clear, we are the certification body who through what the company can export. So we give the bench certificate to each portion of the product of the meat product, so they can actually export it with it. And we only not work with the Kazakhstan meat processing plant. We also work with Russian and Belarus as well, who is also interested in the export of their meat products worldwide. So that's why we think the Kazakhstan is a good place for the trade, especially in not only in the meat production, but mostly right now we're interested in the cosmetic industry, or maybe a little bit of the confectionery as well, some of the pharmacy halal product as well, because we a little bit lack of it, but this is what is actually really new actually demand from our customers. But in case of the meat production, alhamdulillah, in Kazakhstan we have a lot of meat, and that is more than enough. But if there have any other opportunities, we always welcome for that. So we always work with, if there have any halal meat products which is importing to Kazakhstan, we always the one who is checking with it, is it truly halal or not. So that's fine.
Казахстанский рынок мы его часто распределил вот в таком направлении.
In Kazakhstan, we have different fields for now where we actually do the certifications. It's such as food production, beverages, bakery, confectionery, dairy product as well. In case of the service product, we also do a lot of food services companies as well, hotels, restaurants, and supermarkets, because people now buying the meat not only just from the meat shops, but they actually just go to the big hypermarket where you can just buy it from there. So we also have certificated them as well. They're big interested in our customers is the cosmetics products and the clinics, such as the pharmacy products as well. Right now we actually have just several cosmetic companies who is certified by us, and we have some clinics as well, because people the Muslim Ummah is really interesting to get the the medical service in the halal way as well. Also, we actually just try new niche as insurance and banking system, logistics as well. And right now it's actually really popular is the halal children gardens and education system as well. So there have some our Muslim brothers and sisters who open their own halal children gardens, and they make it so they got also certification from us. So that's why we think the halal, of course, due to the right now the pandemic situation in all the world. The halal industry is actually also facing some issues, especially in the service industries. So because before that, the tourism in Kazakhstan started to actually working really well, and we start to focus more on the halal tourism. We already got, like, before the pandemic, we have like several hotels, 5-star hotels, who got the halal certification from us. But we hope the situation is gonna go well. But still, we believe like halal, it is first of all is ideology, which comes from the Quran, which comes from the Allah.
Я, конечно, очень рад за такой вопрос.
Actually, I believe actually the big work will be for us if we could integrate and make one standard to work all together, including like all worldwide, all the certification bodies and accreditation body of halal. Because right now we can see that issues that world of halal industry is facing right now, that there are several different standards and organizations that need to be integrated. And I was really pleased to participate in 2019's Halal Confession by the JAKIM, where was introduced a new organization as AHIK, and Malaysia was in the lead. And I believe that if the system works, it will make a big contribution in the world halal industry. As we know, like if we could actually make that halal standards as same as the ISO or the HASP, which based on the 8 principles, and it could be actually recognized by all the countries. And I was really happy that Malaysia was taking the lead on the IHAF, because as we know, the Malaysia is respectful and respectful in the halal industry, and we believe that it's worthily, as Malaysia was first to develop halal standards like 47 years ago, and all the economy system, as well as is also based according to the halal, such as the halal hubs and parks. So actually Malaysia is one of the big experience that shows that halal can actually give a good and great profit, not only in business issue but also in government system as well. And they have one of the I think the biggest and strongest actually experience in the halal, developing halal standards, and also in case of the halal market as well. So and that's why I would like to take opportunity to show my gratitude to JAKIM, to Malaysian people as well, as you are really soft-hearted, really humble, and I believe that is actually it shows the really Muslim are. And I think we should take all that in consideration and think as one big ummah that halal, it's not just a standard, it's first of all is ideology. And I think we have to make up all together and work like together as one big partnership, and make up like one standard. Because right now, even we are in Kazakhstan, we are facing this problem right now, like different countries, different system of halal, different standards, which is actually make a little bit hard, not only for the not only for certification bodies, but also for the customers, because they have too much logos, and the people start to every time facing the problem with that, like that is actually comes a lot of fakes as well, because we are also facing this problem. That's why maybe if we can integrate and unite it together, it's going to be work much more easier, because we have a great example of ISO and HASP system which work worldwide, and we can make the same. So I believe my message will be it's to work together, make one halal system, halal standards, not dividing by the schools, like I mean mashabs as well. We don't need to divide it by that. Anyway, we are all Muslims, and I believe that is my main actually message to make up, because even sometimes we can see in one country there could be two certification bodies and they cannot recognize each other. So we don't need to divide it, no need to be separated, we need to be united. Due to the pandemic situation, right now we can see that among the customers, the halal product rapidly increased, especially in the food delivery product. So people start to actually seeking for the halal delivery and looking for the new way of consuming the halal products. So that is actually kind of, as you know, like in every situation, they have their pros and cons. So we can see like it's actually was also show us new opportunities of the halal. That's why we actually can see that people are not staying in one. They want to work and they want to develop, which is actually really great. We believe in that, and we want to actually thank for that Jakim, because they every time try to make a new product and we really appreciate it. We actually had the plan to also make our own the halal park and hubs, inshallah. So we hope we're gonna make it any soon. And as you know, like right now, as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, if it's like small piece of the haram will be in your stomach, the 40 days your dua won't be accepted. And people understand that, and we can see that people start to actually study a lot as they actually isolated at home. So people start to look more in halal. And according to that, like we actually also tried to make a new way of studying. So we actually also developing a certification body. We make online courses, online lecture training, not only for our companies and their actually employees for internal committee, but also just everyone who is interested and who wants to be actually to make their knowledge in halal more brighter. We actually make up for them too, because we have our own academy of Marat Sarsenbayev according to the halal. So we actually introduce ideology there. And due to the pandemic, as you know, it was all because of food. People now more consider about the food, and I think the halal now it's actually interested right now, because people start to think that about most of our diseases come from food, and the halal is actually show that it's really important to know what you eat. And that's why people turn their interest into halal. And we wanted to thank you as well in your program, and we want to wish you all the best to you as well for you actually spreading the information and take into consideration not only Malaysia but all worldwide, and to show the actually people like to around the Muslim Ummah how the halal is working. And we would like to really appreciate you for this opportunity that you give us to share our experience with you. Become as a Malaysian, he really loved Malaysia a lot, and he's been in Malaysia more than 30 times already. He will stay there, so as you from the 2000s, so that's why and that's why we actually really appreciate you for that. And we think halal, it's never gonna stop, it's gonna work inshallah. And your actually the HR system is gonna be really big help for us as well. And we hope Allah Ta'ala will help us and all our dua will be accepted as we are eating halal. And halal is not only about the food, it's about the lifestyle. You have to earn halal, you have to think halal, you have to work halal, and you have to also spread halal with your intention. And we believe that is actually the main key for successful and also a blessed life by Allah, inshallah.
I wish you successful together work from Malaysia, Kazakhstan. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.